Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Context is King. I'm Rebecca Brayton, and with me as always is WatchMojo founder and CEO Ashkan Karbasfrooshan to discuss why A-list celebrities are now all of a sudden starting to care about YouTube. Because it's the best. End of segment. No. So who cares and why do they care?
Do you find when you're talking socially to family, friends, that more people are on YouTube and it's normal?
Yeah.
Whereas like 10 years ago, if you told them you produce videos for YouTube, they thought you were...
In porn.
Really?
No, but I always worried that. Like, every time I would go
YouTube or just like...
No, no. Like if I would go through like customs or whatever and they're like, what do you do? And I'd be like, I do videos for the internet. And I was just like, oh, I have to explain. And then I literally once said not porn and the guy clearly thought I was in porn.
Yeah, if you highlight not in porn, they're like, she's a porn star. Not you, in general. Again, general comment. Okay, so here's the thing. YouTube, you know, we did a bunch of interviews at VidCon. And like when I was asking Shira Lazar or whoever else, the general consensus is like, yeah, YouTube is the mainstream. It's normal, it's television, it's replaced cable, network, and all that. And I think if you see both the flow of audience, I don't think YouTube's going to grow its audience by that much, meaning like if it has 2 billion users, it's banned in China. So pretty much anybody that's on the internet is on YouTube. So as I feel like as new people, like as old people die and as new people, discover the internet, it'll get new users. But I think ultimately it's just a lot of marketers now are embracing YouTube reluctantly sometimes. And I think if you are a celebrity like Naomi Campbell of all people, who I'm going to assume does not want to do anything. You know, I'm going to assume Naomi Campbell does not like to go on late night. I'm assuming Naomi Campbell will not do a reality TV show. But she's like vlogging for YouTube now. You know, she's like, hi guys, I'm going to I mean, that's batshit crazy. I mean, that is peak, YouTube popularity. So I think what you're seeing is just, it's replaced everything in media. It's disrupted media. But it's also where the action is, meaning like the money. Like I think that's where if you are a celebrity, if you're not on YouTube, do you exist to like future audiences? And I think that's what's driving some of it. Now, whether or not, I'd be curious if you think that like once it loses maybe its sex appeal and it really just become even more mainstream, do you think like if you're Will Smith?
The thing your parents do?
Like Facebook, what happened, where like no kids are on Facebook now. So it's more, are they going to stick around when they realize, oh, it doesn't pay quite like TV? You know, I don't see them sticking around for that. But I mean, look at the user experience now. YouTube is serving ads the way they serve ads on TV. You're watching something and you'll get a cluster of 2-3 ads.
I know they pay my salary and everything, but I was watching one of our videos and I was like, are you kidding me? 2 videos?
I agree. No, I'm a human being. You know, it's like as much as I do have a bias and, YouTube is the house that, WatchMojo is the house that YouTube built, I'm just blown away by how much the viewing experience is starting to mimic traditional in terms of longer content, lean back, and the ad load. It's insane. It's like YouTube. And then I think there's another dynamic, which is for the longest time, YouTube was like, we're just a platform. So if you got some content that is possibly not very politically correct, that could be interpreted as hate speech by some, we're going to look the other way, and they still sold ads. But I think now, for many reasons that we've covered on this show, they have to be a bit more selective and not let anything goes. So that means that the ads that they sell is being served against even less content in a way. So that's why I think you're seeing more and more ads around content that is deemed brand safe.
What other celebrities are starting to?
Well, Will Smith has started to do a lot more. I think Jack Black is a good example. Like he started last year, and then it's kind of, I think sticking to it is hard. Celebrities are humans, and I think they're going to start, and they're going to think, well, I'm a celebrity, I got a gazillion people who love me, but that's where YouTube is still different. And I was watching television 2 nights ago. The way I said it, I know, this ancient thing, along with my fax machine. And I couldn't do it. I was like, this is boring. I want to be able to jump around. I want to be able to choose what I want to watch. And I turned it off. I was watching a little bit of college football. And then I went back online and just, was like, okay, this also is not that fascinating, but it's better than the TV experience. But ultimately, I think the challenge is the whole generation, like I'm 41, but if you grew up online, you've been watching very different forms of content, and the time you will sit in front of content has changed, the style has changed, the pace has changed. So you're okay without Hollywood celebrities in your life. And I think that is something that celebrities are just not going to get used to when overnight they don't build these massive followings, and overnight they're not going to command as much loyalty as some of these, digital natives. And I think a lot of them are then going to just kind of say, it's not worth my time. And that's what happened to all of the celebrities that launched startups. Like Sarah Silverman was one of many behind Jash, but then she would go and do a couple videos for Jash's competitor, Funny or Die, for example. And then Jash kind of went nowhere, right? So I think you're seeing this kind of moment where all these celebrities are going to really, really pay attention, but I think 1 out of 10 is going to stick to it, and most of them are just going to realize, you know what, life's easier in traditional, and they'll just go back.
I was going to say, do you think that also applies to social media to an extent, to like making content or just even keeping people up to date on Instagram, exactly?
I think those who naturally gravitated to it, like who's John Legend's wife's name?
Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen, yeah. So I think Chrissy Teigen was like, I follow her, she's fantastic.
They call
she's
her
funny.
the queen of Twitter.
Exactly. So I think if she naturally gravitated to Twitter, that's just like her personality. She'll be fine, and obviously she's fine. She's going to stick to it. I think those who kind of have their publicists or managers tell them you got to have this or that, it's going to be like a knee-jerk reaction. They'll do it once or twice, and it'll be too much work for not a lot of gain. Now, the difference between YouTube is like a media platform. It's a video, it's like television. There's ad dollars. YouTube will probably pay celebrities to create content for it. If you are Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, maybe there's money for some celebrities, but if they don't do it organically, natively, if it's not something that they're doing naturally through their own volition, then they're not going to stick to it, and then I think they will pretty much go back. The difference is YouTube, as much as you do communicate and broadcast, is a video consumption platform. All the others are communication platforms. There's not really money in communication platforms, right? There may be a little bit to entice them, but I don't think necessarily, unless you're like...
What about TikTok?
No, but that's it. Unless you're Kim Kardashian, who uses, let's say, Twitter to sell crap, TikTok is going to be a communication platform that's video-centric. There will be money for some people, but it will not be like YouTube. And I think that's the challenge, that YouTube, in aggregate, makes a shitload of money for a lot of people, but individually, it doesn't make that much money for that many people, and I think celebrities are going to clam up, turtle up, and just go back.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Is my biggest competitor an A-list celebrity? I don't know. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.